Lately on YouTube, I had seen the rise of actual good Roblox movies that are not brain rot filled films like those bully stories that used to be everywhere on the Roblox side of YouTube. I never really watched any of those movies as a kid because I didn't even know that Roblox films and animations were a thing, or even heard about The Last Guest back then. And even as an adult, I refused to touch those bully stories with a 7-foot pole. There's also other garbo Roblox movies I'll refuse to touch just because of how god awful they are. And these films are the reason why people like Confex and The Friend, Game & Shay Studios and so on exist to build the shitty Roblox movie void by producing actual pink movies. And even remake some movies that were pink at the time, but just didn't age well as of this year. But sadly, I won't be talking about those guys. Instead, what if I told you there was a studio that had made this, and this, and this? Now, after learning that information, what if I told you this studio also did a remake of one of Oblivion's HD's films that is so bad that it's unbelievable? Blox Watch Remake is a remake of Oblivion's film of the same name. And this remake was created by the same guy who was going to make a Roblox Titanic sequel. And I do want to mention that this movie is not the first time 202 tackled remaking. The first movie he and his team had ever remade was Guest 666. And I'm just gonna put it bluntly and say that the 666 movie isn't great. It's like someone witnessed a guy trying to paint something, but the painting, despite it looking bad, it's still good overall. But then another person came along and take the painting and just wiped dog all over it and claimed that it's a remake of the guy's picture. The Guest 666 remake is someone smearing feces onto it, and yeah, I think I'll throw up. And before I throw up, I'm gonna start explaining the premise of Blox Watch Remake. Pretty much it's the exact same as Oblivion's HD's film, with Charlotte being given a pink astral crystal as a gift from her father, The Last Guest. And yes, The Last Guest, because this movie is The Last Guest spin-off for some reason, to finally having powers when she's a teenager. Oh, and Blox Watch randomly kidnaps a child and sticks himself into his body. No, wait, I should have worded that better. Blox Watch kidnaps a child and possesses him. Anyway, let's talk about this film. And if you're wondering, yes, I'll be talking about the Guest 666 remake, but not in this video. Maybe in the next one when I'm up to it.
I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on the road. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs.
Unlike the last time where I started with the cons and then the pros for The Last Guest reimagined film by Confex, I'm going to start with the pros because I want to get those out of the way. My one and only pro I have for this movie is the fact that 202 Studios does try and add or fix the scenes of the old movie. I can give them props for not bringing back Zero and Pancakes because, no offense, I'm sure they're not bad people. Well, except for Pan, who allegedly cheated on Zero. Again, allegedly. My reason for not really caring for those two is the fact that they've made one of the worst Roblox films in my opinion. I actually did a review on this trash, so if you want to hear my thoughts on the Odia, you can check that out. I also give props what 202 was trying to do with this movie, and I also give props for trying, but now we unfortunately will be moving on to the cons.
I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on the road. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs.
So firstly, the lighting. The lighting in some areas is not great. It ends up either being too bright or too dark to the point you could barely see any of the characters. The animation in some scenes seem to not be human made. And no, I'm not saying they use AI. Rather, 202 Studios use either Mixamo or Roblox's animations that you can find in the catalog to help with the characters. Which is a shame because they are making the exact same mistakes that Oblivion's HD did for some of his movies movies before he ended up hiring people to help out with his films, like the upcoming The Bacon Hair 4 and whatever projects he is working on. But I don't think we'll see The Bacon Hair 4 anytime soon, since it's more deader than Kenzie's dad. I do think that 202 Studios should have either hired animators to work on the movie or avoid using Mixamo or Roblox animations altogether. Don't get me wrong, you can use Mixamo, but not all the time. You can use it if you want to cheat walking animations and such for scenes that you haven't nailed yet, but it shouldn't be used as a replacement for animation altogether. You should still practice how to do certain animations move over time. Voice acting. The voice acting is okay in some parts, but some, it's really clear that 202 Studios most likely just look at the comment sections of their YouTube channel and ask them, do you want to be in the movie? Okay. And it's also really clear that some of these characters are voiced by children. Yes, children. And before you assume, no, I have nothing against kids voicing characters, because it can work as long as they know how to voice act and are somewhat of a professional, and also, of course, have a proper microphone, not one of those that are built into their PC or phone, and of course the role fits them. But the kids who are voicing these characters clearly sound like that they never voice acted before or even practiced. And the mic quality for some of said kids are awful. My honest advice is that 202 Studios should maybe try and find better VAs on sites like the Cast Calling Club, since there are a lot of people who are willing to voice act either paid or just for free. And now finally, the plot of the movie. Sadly, nothing really changed about it. It still shares the same issues that the OG Blox Watch has, and there are still things that are left unexplained. I do hope that 202 Studios does return to the movie and make a part 2 to hopefully fix things up. Or better yet, I think it would be better if they remade the movie, but instead of being a TLC spin-off, it should be a Guest 666 fan spin-off, just like what I had mentioned in my Blox Watch review, where I had said that the movie could have worked better as a spin-off for the Guest 666 film. But instead of being about Charlotte, it should be about Emily, Justin, and 3.0, all grown up and investigating paranormal activities. Or they could be similar to the X-Files. Anyways, let's move on.
I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on a roll. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs.
In conclusion, this movie isn't so good. However, despite what my thumbnail said, I do not think that it's lacking potential. I do believe that this film has room for improvement if 202 Studios choose to accept the olive branch that is filled with fresh creatures, and then use said critic olives to make olive dressing for their improved film. Like, yeah, right now the remake looks like a deformed twin, but I think if 202 decide to redo the entire movie and get rid of the problems that I have with the movie, you know, getting rid of the last guest elements and just turn it into either its own original film or a sequel to Guest 666 that takes place in the present day, I think the remake could work. But that'll be the end of this review. If you have any of your own personal thoughts about either my review or the remake, please leave your comments below. And if you would like to see more videos like this one here, do feel free to support my channel by either subscribing, liking this video, being a channel member, or supporting my Ko-Fi. I should also remind you all that you can also help support my channel by buying some merch on either my Redbubble store or my AC Goods store. I sell both fan art merch or just merch off my Roblox owner Duncan. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Goodbye!
$100% pure fish.